Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, we are live for some Ramsass. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We're having a good, chill, fun time. It is time to Ramsass. Hey, hey, welcome in on YouTube. Hey to Silva, hey Agnostic, good to see you. I just thought it'd be a great day to, do some Ramsass, wear my Bad Bible Hub shirt, badbiblehub.com. Um, so I figure we'll have a great stream today. Excuse the glare from my glasses, which I always wear and have always worn. Um, it's just I'm getting a lot of glare today, but I do always wear them. They're mine, and if you think otherwise, you're stupid. Hey Meeks, welcome in. Girls Gone Godless, I see you in there. Cat Mama, hey, welcome in. Thank you so much. Hey there, Ms. AJ. Welcome in, welcome in. And Deus Ex Marine, thank you for that hand heart. You're starting to think these glasses are still. I've always worn these glasses. I wear these glasses every stream. Don't know what you're talking about. Um, Happy Ramsass to you too. Hello, hello to everybody over on YouTube. I know we're going back to this setup. Yeah, I was actually born wearing these glasses, which was a very painful experience for my mother because they didn't come out baby sized; they came out full sized. So she actually had to be dilated to the size of the glasses frame, because if they wouldn't come out like long ways, they came out. So, uh, it was a very tough labor for her, and even tougher because I turned out the way that I did. Um, did the glasses come with a case? No, no, they were completely soaked in amniotic fluid. Um, just real sticky, nasty sort of situation. They did hand it to the doctors to clean off. Um, because they're like, oh, they're never going to be able to see with these glasses all covered in sticky, nasty fluid. Um, they do still kind of have a smell to them. That's not entirely pleasant. Um, but I see through them fine. So I see through them very fine. So I don't think it's a problem. Um, yeah. So we're only doing calls from the TikTok queue today because I haven't quite coordinated how to do that with Ramsass yet. Um, so oh no, I should clarify. The glasses are not made of flesh. They are normal glasses. I can do some ASMR. You guys like that? Um, these are normal glasses. They just were also in my mother's womb. But it's fine because there was a lot of womb in there. An amniotic king. What a horrible sentence. Oh, you did not like that. I'm sorry, Meeks. I will never tap on anything ever again. I've got long enough nails for it now. Usually I've stopped like biting my nails. Um but I usually keep them pretty short because I can't type if they get too long. Um so they're good for tapping. So no, these were always the same size. So some people say that life begins at conception or life begins at fertilization, life begins at implantation. Uh, I would say that they're all wrong because life begins when the glasses appear in the womb. Teach you how I stopped biting my nails. Um, Genuinely, it was Emily Ann, the creator on TikTok, who talked about her fear of getting pinworms from biting her nails. And she did a little TikTok where she's saying that she was worried she'd get pinworms. And then every time I tried to bite my nails, my my head would go pinworms. And I'm like, I don't want to get pinworms. And then I stopped. Also, I graduated from university. That helped a lot because I wasn't as constantly stressed. Um, so. Silva Fed over on YouTube sent a super chat to say, not wet box, but wet glasses. Yes, we've got Goat's wet glasses. The glasses that I've worn every stream, and you guys have seen them every time. There's nothing new here. Now, I do also have a wet box. It is not the same as Joel's wet box. You know Joel, my best friend, my buddy. It's not the same as his wet box. We've got a guest that I remember from before.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, welcome back, Aisle 8. I know we talked just last night, but can you refresh your name, age, and pronouns for chat?
Yeah, so you could just call me IO8. I'm 19, and then, sorry, Keehan.
Alright, so, Aisle 8, can you show me the Bible God?
And what do you mean by show in this sense? Like, do you just mean prove it to you?
Just like, show it to me. I don't really know how to reduce it more than a 4-letter word.
Well, I mean, again, that's very vague, because show could mean physical sense, you could see it, or it can mean prove it to you, so you'd have to specify.
Yeah, so like any way that you can show it to me would be showing it to me.
Okay, cool. The biblical God exists.
That's a claim.
No, I showed it to you via my claim.
That's not showing it to me, that's saying it to me.
Well, no, you gave me criteria. Well, I mean, yeah. Like, what do you take the biblical God to be?
What do I take the biblical God to be? Well, personally, not real. But the Bible seems to think that it is the all-powerful, all-good, all-present creator of the universe.
Omni-triune God? Yeah, sure, okay. So do you want me to give you, like, a logical argument for why God exists?
Is it the Bible God, or is it just a God?
No, I'll tell you why God exists, the Bible God.
Okay, I'd like the Bible God specifically.
Okay, sure. Well, I mean, it's gonna be a step-by-step process. So, I can just give you the first way argument. So, first, essentially, do you think the universe? Yeah, my bad, bro. I am tired. Do you think the universe needed, or do you think it needs a cause, or nah?
No.
No? Do you think it was infinite, or what?
I think it's eternal.
Eternal in what sense?
Eternal as in always existed.
Always existence. Okay, so you're positing a brute universe. Granted the universe is brute, right? Like, what do you think brute or it means to be a brute universe, other than just existed? Do
Well,
you think the universe is necessary or contingent?
You're the one who just said it that way. So the statement I said was, I think the universe has always existed. And you say, oh, so you're claiming it's a brute universe. So, like, clarify how it's a brute universe. And it's like,
I'm sorry.
All I said was it's eternal.
Yeah, my bad. I'm tired. So I just say that there's scientific evidence demonstrating that the universe is not, like, always existed or has not always existed. On top of that,
what evidence?
If the universe, what evidence? Cosmic background radiation. I think the universal expansion shows that it expanded from a singular point.
Yeah, but nothing says that singular point was the beginning of the universe. In fact, a majority of physicists disagree with saying that there being a singularity or even the Big Bang means that there is an absolute beginning to the universe.
I'm too tired for this. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna head off, bro. You have a good day.
All right.
Have a good day. Sorry.
You're still here, bud. Yep. Thank you. Yes, Anti-Theist, you're right. It's 68% that disagree. Would have been a lot funnier if one more guy had said it.
Too much steam.
Welcome in, Sven. Can I get your name, age, and pronouns, please?
My confession is I'm Sven. I'm 30.
Hold on. You've got something playing very loudly in the background. I'm going to need you to turn that off.
Sorry, I don't know how my YouTube was still going on when I have TikTok up. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
I'm Sven, I'm 36, and any and all pronouns are fine for me.
All right. What is your religion or lack thereof?
I'm a Christian.
All right. Well, show me the Bible God.
So I think that you can see the Bible God in people's fruits, and I think you and I have talked before. I'm a Methodist. We ordain gay people. We affirm LGBTQ identities. We have kicked out all the bigotry from our doctrine. So I think that my church shows God pretty well.
Gotcha. So the Christian who sent me photos of a decapitated baby the other night, were they also showing God's fruits?
No, your mod who told me I should kill myself 10 minutes ago was also not showing any fruits of morality.
When did my mod say to take your life?
Angry anti-theist was very proud of saying it. You could probably ask them right now. They'll stand by it again.
What
I asked them to
specifically did they
clarify
say?
it 3 times. They told me I should. He hopes my depression wins. And he was telling other people that it'd be a better world because there'd be one less theists.
In this stream?
No, in the last one.
Oh.
But they're your mods, so I wanted to make sure, if you're coming out on moral high ground to say, you're better than Christians, which I approve. Most atheists are better than Christians, but I just wanted to
When
see
did
how
I
you
say
felt
I'm
about that.
better than Christians? The only thing I brought up was the fact that someone claiming to be a Christian sent me horrible shit, and you're saying that we can tell that God exists by the fruits of Christians.
Well, then I apologize if that's not what you insinuated. That is what I inferred from it, and it could have been an incorrect inference.
Yeah, I would say that it was, Sven.
Yes, but my I didn't
quick
have
question,
to infer
do you
about
think
your
that
mod,
atheists
so I need to
have like
kill
a
myself,
moral
though.
do you think that atheists have morals?
Some, just like some Christians have morals, yeah.
Gotcha. Well, general statement, I don't condone telling anyone to take actions to end their lives. But I do trust my mods, so I'm sorry that you had that experience.
Then you do condone it. You can accept that, right? If you platform them as a mod, then you're condoning their behavior.
Sven, I didn't witness what you were talking about, and there's no way for me to go back and look at TikTok chat.
Your mod is admitting it right now in chat.
I didn't see what you're referring to, admitting it right now in chat.
He said I'd said there'd be one less dehumanizing bigot. I said one less dehumanizing bigot, which is saying, yes, he did say I could kill myself. And so that would be one less dehumanizing bigot in his eyes in the world. That's exactly what they're talking about.
Again, I condemn saying for anyone to take actions to harm themselves or end their lives.
But you think it's okay to platform them?
Sven, hello.
Hi.
Did you not just listen to what I said?
Yes, I agree you don't condemn them, or that you do condemn them. I accept that, and I appreciate that. Do you think it's okay to platform them as a mod?
I'm not platforming somebody by having them as a
You
mod
are.
in my
They
chat.
have a special sticker beside them. People know
A
that
special
they are
sticker.
they know that they're authority in your chat. That's what mods mean.
Yeah,
I'll certainly be praying about it, Lilith. Thank you.
Sven,
do you think mentally ill people shouldn't be online? Because I'm too sensitive?
Sven,
you can't talk to me because I have depression?
Sven, I also have depression, so you can stop trying to cry and play victim about that.
Well, then let's go. What are you trying to say?
What am I trying to say? All I'm trying to say is I also have depression.
Beautiful. I accept that. Now,
I'm not asking you to accept it. Wow, so for someone who says that we can see God through Christians' fruits, you are a real mess, Sven.
Because I was told to kill myself and I'm upset, I shouldn't have soured fruits.
No,
because
you are now, and excuse me, I never said that to you. You're acting as if I said it to you. You're insulting me. You are being
I'm asking you questions.
You're asking very condescending questions that are insulting, frankly. And you are trying to extra victimize yourself to me when I never said anything of that sort to you. I will have a conversation with my mod. Okay, That is a conversation for me to have with them. That is not something that you should have come and brought up publicly like this and put me in an uncomfortable position where I don't have all the facts to try to make a rash decision about something where I don't have all of the information. And frankly, you've been very rude to me. So you come up being rude to me, accusing me of things, expecting me to make a very rash decision based on limited information. That's extremely inappropriate, Sven.
That's exactly what atheists do. You don't give us time to pull up all the information that we have. We are talking in a one-to-one. There's not going to be time
See,
to do
here
background
again,
research.
you're
and
victimizing yourself again.
you-
What do you mean that's what atheists do? I just told you about a very specific situation and the way that you're acting and why I think it's inappropriate. And your response is just, well, atheists do mean things sometimes. Sven, hello?
Correct. Tu quo quo. Tu quo que. That is what I did. I have no mind admitting that.
I just... Do you understand why that's inappropriate, Sven?
A tu quo que? No, I don't.
No,
I think
why it's
you are
inappropriate... Why it's inappropriate that you came up here and accused me of condoning telling people to end their own lives when I myself have depression, have attempted multiple times in the past, have been admitted because of it multiple times in the past, and you're acting as if I'm not sensitive to the topic, Sven. It's really fucking shitty.
You have a mod who goes around and tells people to do it, so yeah, I'm assuming that you
and this
condone
is
it.
the first time I'm hearing of this, and you're expecting me to take everything you're saying at face value without investigating it whatsoever, without speaking to my mod privately, without you speaking to me privately about the incident, and you want me to make a public decision about it. That is incredibly inappropriate.
Yes, because they said it publicly, so they did something inappropriate, so now we all have to. Correct. This is the, unfortunately, implications of their actions.
Well, it's not my actions, and I would appreciate if you would let me
didn't say
handle
it
something
was.
like that privately.
Okie dokie. Well, then I hope you have a lovely day.
I hope you don't, actually.
Oh,
I don't hope that harm comes to you, but I do hope that you have a not lovely day. You can always send me a request to DM if you have an issue like that. That was just really awful to do and to put me in that situation live on my stream. That's just really fucking shitty to do. I'll have a conversation with my mod. I do not condone using that sort of language whatsoever. I was not a witness to the events that that person is trying to describe. So, I'm sorry. Sir, I'm not sure if you mean I handled it awfully or Sven, but just assuming that people are saying I handled it awfully. He chose to come in here and put me on the spot for a situation that I knew nothing about.
I just got in here. What's going on? We having a beautiful ass, Ramsass?
Yeah, it's great so far. People just accusing me of terrible things.
That can't be true, Goat. You've never done a terrible thing in your goddamn life.
Oh, isn't that the truth? Yeah, just... I guess you missed the beginning of that conversation. That person came in and said that I condone telling people to take their own lives because one of my mods said it to them in chat once.
And did you say, yeah, of course I agree with that?
No, I said, no, I absolutely don't condone that behavior.
Oh, well, that
I don't think anyone should ever say that.
Then that's settled then, right? Like, then that goes away because you said, oh, I don't condone that being said.
Well, because they're my mod and they get a special sticker by their name, that means I'm platforming them, and I condone everything that they say.
That's impossible. How would you know what they said in every aspect of the whole internet and the whole entire world? That doesn't make any sense.
It was on a past stream of mine, but it was on a TikTok stream, so there's no chat replay for me to refer to or even see the context of the situation.
Oh my goodness! So it's inconclusive. But I guess the problem would have been if you had said, "Oh, I really love that they said that."
Yeah, that would have been a problem. And you know, bringing it up publicly and putting me on the spot about a situation that I know nothing about was definitely the best way to do it.
I don't know about that. I feel like it would have been better if there was like private DMs or something on it and people just was like, this happened, here's some screenshots, by the way. And then you can like make an informed decision.
But who needs an informed decision when you can just, you know, try to publicly humiliate somebody on their own live stream?
Who was that? Someone was being really smarmy, I think. That sounds like someone that has like a poisonous intention.
I'm not gonna make any guesses about their intentions, but
Well, I don't know who you were talking to. I just got in here. I don't know anything about it, but from the story that I'm hearing, it sounds like the person had poisonous intention. If they just wanted to say the thing that tries to make you look bad when you don't have enough information, and then just drops without bringing any sort of evidence to the situation after you've condemned it. Yeah, sounds like that person's trying to be poisonous to me.
and they're also still in my chat. I did condemn telling anyone to take actions to harm themselves or take their lives. I condemned it multiple times. I never ever condoned using that sort of language towards someone, and I will handle the situation privately, Sven. Thank you. All right. Anyway,
Other than that, have you had any good conversations so far?
only other one I had was a guy who came up for about 3 minutes and said, "I'm too tired for this," and left.
I actually saw that one. That was pretty funny. He was just like, I just can't do this right now. What, you're gonna push back against what eternal means or whatever it was? It's just like, oh man, I can't do this right now. Oh, you were expecting me to just like take everything you said at face value? Oops.
I love when that happens. By the way, I am wearing my Bad Bible Hub shirt.
That's
and
backwards.
that's fine. It's the dab elbib. That was right off the dome. And these glasses that I always wear.
Yeah, that's that is something. I was like, Goat's wearing glasses today. This is interesting.
I wear these every stream. I don't.
Okay, interesting.
We're acting like it's strange that I'm wearing glasses, that I'm doing Ramsass and wearing a Bad Bible Hub shirt.
I was just like, I didn't know that. You know how sometimes you like somebody always wears contacts, but
it's
then
like a Clark Kent sort of thing.
Blah, 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 blah. Who's that?
Yeah, no, I don't wear contacts ever. I've always worn glasses.
Oh. Now I'm feeling gaslit.
I wear them every stream, Joel.
I only ever wear contacts, so like we're the exact opposite.
Nice profile picture, by the way. Whereas in my profile picture, I'm wearing my glasses.
Wait a second, that's just a robot goat.
And
with
who
no
am I?
Glasses on.
No, it's wearing a little glasses.
Oh, it's wearing like a monocle? Does it have
Yeah.
like some sort of monocle?
It's sort of a
Make it
Mandela effect
closer.
thing. Some people remember the robot goat wearing a monocle, some people don't.
I think it's that one eye just like lends itself to a monocle. My best friend Mezzo's in the chat. Mezzo, I hope you're having the time of your wife.
Ooh.
He's on a bit of a leave. We call it furlough. When we take a bit of time off from each other, we call it a furlough.
How low is the fur?
Just where you'd expect. Like just right under the balls.
I know where I expect it.
Furlough, sweet cheerio. I'm not sure I'm allowed to sing that. I don't know if that's...
I wouldn't.
Come to think of it, I'm not sure. I'm not a Christian anymore. I don't think I'm allowed to appropriate other people's cultures. You know how they
that's
do
a
that.
Christian. Well, usually they just take them over and like wipe out the other cultures.
What's that?
They don't usually appropriate so much as like take over a culture and like stamp it
colonize.
out. Yeah, colonization and forced assimilation, boarding schools. We know how it goes.
They did that in America too. The schools like for indigenous people.
Oh yeah.
What are they called? The residential schools, I guess.
We just say boarding schools.
You guys say boarding schools?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We do have the term boarding school, but we call them the residential schools, I guess. But anyway, Yeah, that's so sad. But show me the Bible, God. By the way, I have this new argument that I'm thinking about
Oh,
running, and I
really?
was watching you. You were on last night, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, my days always blend into each other. But I was watching you last night, and I noticed you were taking a lot of calls on YouTube. By the way, do you have that link? And are you on the tubes today?
I am on YouTube today. I don't have the call-in open over on
You're
YouTube
not
because
set up for that.
I don't have a screener right now.
Mm.
And I want to make sure I have screeners, which, by the way, check the Discord if you're interested in being a streamer and want to potentially win free stuff.
Oh, you can win stuff for that.
Yeah. I'll make stuff, in fact.
Is it Bad Bible? Oh, it's crochet?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's actually cooler than...
I'm gonna do a monthly drawing. Everyone who does like one stream or more, like each one they do will be an entry to win a crochet piece from a selection of different patterns that I have.
That sounds really, really cool and fun. One thing that I notice is like, and I don't know if it's a difference between like regions in America and certainly Canada, but we would say a draw. There will be a draw. But you guys put ing on a lot of things
Yes.
that like I wouldn't even think about.
What other things?
Doing.
Name 5.
Oh, geez. I saw one in the Discord yesterday or the other day where somebody was like, there's got to be a something-ing. I can't think of it. But drawing is a good example. There's going to be a
Okay.
drawing. I'm like, you mean a draw? We're going to do a draw?
Well,
Like,
draw
what-
means
what
like
are-
a tie to us.
yeah,
it's a
no,
draw.
we use draw for that. We can use, it's a draw. We use that too. But like if you're going to draw names, would
But
you
then
say like there's a drawing
But how would you know
of
who
names?
wins if they tie? Because if you're drawing names, then everyone ties.
You're only drawing one name.
Ah!
See how he's drawing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this argument that I'm working on, which is not much of like I'm not working on it. I think I have it in my head, but I want to see how it goes. Which is to appeal to moral realism. So to say that like I do believe in objective moral standard.
Okay.
So I believe certain things like killing babies is always wrong. I believe that for every single thing there is a right. It's either right or wrong or amoral. It could be amoral, right? And
Okay.
it can be nuanced, right? Like if you to save 6 billion people, if you had to kill one baby, it would be wrong to kill the baby, but doing it would be good to save those people. So it could be both could be happening at the same time. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Well, I talked somewhat about this last night, and I don't think I did a great job of laying out my thoughts on it. So go on.
Well, I was hearing you guys touched on the trolley problem a bit.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I believe in the objective moral standard, and then if I'm challenged like about it, I'll be like, yeah, we just don't have access to it.
Oh.
Like it's there, it's real. We just don't have access to it, and it can't be God because God's a subject, so that wouldn't be objective, and it also couldn't be in God's nature because the nature like of the God in the Bible because he kills kids. So like just by virtue of the
So he's
like,
objectively
impossibility. He's objectively immoral. And even if the God of the Bible were real and existed, that God wouldn't be real. That God wouldn't be moral because he wouldn't comport to the objective moral standard.
I think that's a pretty good one.
And then if they say, hey, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just about to say, like, they would just say, like, well, you're wrong about your objective standard because God has to be the objective moral standard because I presuppose that he must be because morals have to come from God.
Yeah, I'd be like, that. Why would I believe that? And then if they want to say that God's good, I'd say, well, just prove that. What's the evidence for that? And then if they were to say,
the Bible says so.
And if they were to say, how can you say it was wrong for him to kill those babies in like of the Amalekites or something? I'd go, well, just make an argument for why that could be objectively good. Because like, as far as I know, it's objectively
God
wrong.
did it, and it must be objectively good if God did it. I mean,
See,
I had a guy say he would eat a baby last night if God told him to.
Yes. I did hear that. Did you see you got somebody here in the guest requests?
I did. I was a little bit hesitant because I saw him referring to someone in my chat really icky way, but we'll see. We'll see. Hey, welcome in. Can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
My name is Moose. I am 26 and I'm a he, him.
Gotcha. Moose, what'd you mean when you called someone in my chat a fruit boy?
A fruit, what it means exactly? See, they muted me. They mudded me. Like, what?
Okay, yeah, what does that mean? Like, he's comprised of fruit? What'd you mean?
Exactly that.
Oh, that his body is physically made of various fruits.
You know, like, our bodies are 70% water. So, like, and fruit has water. So, like, if you use distributive property, then he's a fruit.
Gotcha. Cum also has water content. So would you say that your body is comprised mostly of cum?
Yeah, I have a lot, like, reserves right now.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say less reserves and more donations.
You know, my sperm donator, what is it, sperm bank? No. What is it called when your dad's sperm? What's that nickname?
He's
I don't
sperm
know.
donor.
Yeah, sperm donor.
When your dad's a
Yeah,
sperm.
he really like fucked up my brain because like I'm kind of fucked up now, you know.
Well, are you a Christian, cum boy?
No. I'm a Muslim.
Oh, you are fucked up.
A little bit, man.
No wonder you don't know where cum is in the body.
Yeah. You know, I'm kind of slow.
Well, no, Muslims, it's in the spine, right? Cum is stored in the spine.
Bro, I just want to come up here. I just want to say, bro, like,
sure, you know the answer.
Robot, you're mogging so hard right now. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
You know what mogging means?
Only vaguely.
Yeah, you know, like, so you're so pretty. Like, you think what's the probability?
I know it for like man of God, you know. But Boma's ruined that term for me. I don't know how it works with, you know.
I'm being a man of God so hard right now. I've heard of the phrase like mog as if like to like show something off to someone, because I've heard it added to the end of phrases like, oh, you're like brain mogging right now, which is like showing intellectual superiority.
I thought it was like you're losing in a debate, you're mogging this chat or something. I don't know.
He was trying to hit on me.
Okay, that's a nice thing. Okay,
I don't want to date someone just made entirely of cum though.
All right, well, to each their own.
You would?
I mean, no, not really me, but like I know people who want to date like cum boys, and like so some people really like cum boys. I don't know.
Gotcha. Like, welcome in, Leah Rose. You a cum boy?
No.
Okay.
Are you a fully grown boy?
Yes, 19.
What are your pronouns? I didn't think that you guys did that one time where you were talking about jerking off and then this kid came in. Damn it.
Oh, I don't remember that, but that's awful.
Well, you guys were just like riffing and you invited a guest up and continued riffing, but you were talking about jerking off and then you're like, oh, hey, guest. And they're like, hey.
And it's like, no, get out
of here.
Please, God, no. Please, God, no.
Hey, welcome in, Cleopatra. Can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
Hey, 48 years old. He, him, looks maxer.
Oh, you're looks maxing?
Yeah, I'm 48-year-old looks maxer. I look,
no, I'm asking your name. Because there is someone on here who goes by looks maxing. That's not you?
No.
Okay. So, do you want to just be called Cleopatra?
Yes, that's my name.
Gotcha. So Cleopatra, me and Joel here, my best friend and nobody else's, we're just wanting someone to show us the Bible God.
Yeah, that's Yahweh.
Show us.
Show you? How would I show you?
Good point. Why would we believe that?
Yeah, I guess if you
Well,
can't
Wait,
think of
I
any
guess we would
way,
believe it's Yahweh.
if there's
well,
no
we
way
can't
that you can
read.
think of to possibly show us this God, that kind of suggests that he's not real, right?
Well, we can't recreate abiogenesis, so just life itself shows us that God exists.
Okay, so a lot of problems with what you talked about just there. First of all, that's creating a false dichotomy where you think that the only possibilities are abiogenesis or God for the origin of life.
Well, there's no other explanation that you guys could come up with, right? God is
There
the only
could be
explanation.
an infinite number of other possibilities. If you're trying to say that it must be God, you would have to eliminate every single other possible explanation.
I don't believe there's infinite number of possibilities.
There must be. They're not all like
Oh, okay.
equally
So we'll go by
probable.
that then.
But Joel,
go
I think
by
you
that
have
then.
a pretty good explanation for where life came from. That's not
Well,
God
there's-
or abiogenesis. Joel, do you
So
have a
Well, it's
certain?
I guess it's from the beginning of the universe, which does because of the forces of nature, it like have to end up with human life. But yeah, it's just the wet box at the beginning of all time. Cleo, have you heard about that one?
No. So
Popular
there's
hypothesis.
an infinite number of possibilities, right? So you must accept that heaven and God is one of those possibilities.
Again, not all those possibilities are equally likely, and I would say there being a God and heaven, and the Bible God specifically, are very, very unlikely and improbable.
So the amount of space that we have seen is just like a pinprick compared to all of what space actually is.
So you think heaven
How would
actually
you-
exists in our universe?
Yeah, it's a physical place.
It's a physical place. Now that's interesting. So if it's a physical
Yeah.
We
We
How
can't
would-
get there or see it.
Okay, so even when we die, we can't get there or see it.
You maybe know, but for Christians, yeah, they're gonna.
Okay,
they're
so
gonna
how do
see it.
Christians go to heaven if it's a physical place and once they die, they're no longer physical beings?
Because your soul travels to heaven, and then once you're in heaven, you get another physical body.
Prove it. It sounds to me, Cleo, like what you're just pushing for is inconclusiveness. We just don't know how life started yet,
Well, we
or
were
we
told by
don't
God
know
himself.
how big the universe is, or we don't know anything. So why would you
we
then
don't-
just fill those gaps with God? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, we were told by God himself, right?
Who's
yeah,
we?
you'd have to prove that.
You got a mouse in your pocket?
Well, it started off with, I guess, Abraham. Maybe actually the very first was Adam and Eve, actually. God spoke to us, and he continued speaking to.
Yeah,
get
you'd
those
have to
things
you'd have to prove that. That's a claim based on a myth in a book, right?
Yeah, well, that's you'd have to read the Bible to understand that.
Yeah, I read Bible, but the thing is that it's just like a
kind of
myth
his
in a
thing.
book.
It's
Well,
kind of
it's
like his whole
kinda-
thing.
The thing is, it's history, right?
No.
Yeah, it is
No.
though. So what happened was.
You can't just say it
Mo-
is history.
Moses was told by God about Adam and Eve, and then they wrote that.
Okay, I don't
down.
believe Moses existed.
Well, how would you explain the Jewish bloodline that we can all find still today?
I would say we can't still find a bloodline from Moses specifically.
Yes, you can. To be a Jewish person, you're a specific bloodline.
I don't know
You
that
can
like
DNA
we can
test and
prove.
you can-
They
I don't know
can't
that we can
trace
prove
it back
like
to
bloodlines.
Moses.
No,
But
you
we can
do
say
a
that, like-
DNA test, and you can find out if you're Jewish or not.
Cleo, we can say that there are Jewish people and that is their myth. Is if that's what you're saying, that doesn't prove that it's true.
No, it's history.
No, it's not. It's myth. Do you think Hercules
Prove-
exists
prove
because
that
there's
it's a
still
myth.
Greeks? You think Hercules existed because there are still Greeks?
Prove to me that prove to me that it's not real.
That's
There's
not
no
how
evidence.
That's how burden of
We're
proof
pretty-
works, my friend.
Like no,
Yeah.
we have the entire genealogy written down. If you don't believe it, I mean that's up to
Oh,
you.
it was written down, you say?
Yeah, it's in the Bible. Have you not read the Bible? I thought you have.
What's this Bible?
Cleo, it's just names written down. There's no reason to think that that's real.
Yeah. No, it's the whole genealogy is in there from Adam and Eve all the way up to Jesus.
Yeah, Cleo, why would we think it's real?
Why?
Yeah.
Because this is how humans wrote down history back in the day. We didn't have video cameras.
It is also how they wrote myth, right? Because we have
Mhm.
myths that you would agree are myths that look exactly the same.
Oh, yeah,
Correct?
we spread myths on TikTok too, but
So how do we differentiate between a myth and and history?
but we know all these people existed. The bloodline still exists today. We can.
Okay,
Alright.
we're asking how do we know, and you just say because we know. That's not
No, I'm
evidence.
saying because of DNA tests.
We do not have DNA from Moses.
Yeah, we do. I did a DNA test. I am Ashkenazi Jew, so I am.
I didn't say we don't have
that
Jewish
of
people.
Moses.
I said we don't have DNA from Moses.
No, I'm the descendant of Abraham.
We do not have DNA from Moses.
We do.
What DNA did you match it to? Do we have Moses' DNA?
We have Jewish DNA that we understand that Moses was
You
Jewish.
believe? Okay, so
are you
so
claiming
your
that Moses
argument
was not
is
Jewish?
because there was a Jewish guy, and now there are Jewish people that
So, do you
all
think
Jewish people
Moses-
must be descended from that Jewish guy.
Yeah, so Moses. do you
Who did
think that he
Moses
had
lead?
Asian-
Who did
do you
Moses
think he
lead
had
out of
Chinese
Egypt?
DNA?
Who did Moses lead out of Egypt?
The Jews.
Were they all related to him?
They were all related. They all were related from
Were
Adam
they
and Eve.
all related to Moses?
Yes, they were a
But
family.
wait, all the Egyptians were related to Adam and Eve.
They were a tribe. All Jews are related.
Yeah, but everyone's related.
Mm,
Everyone's related to Noah.
All the Jews are.
No, everyone.
No, the Goyim are not.
Well, we have to be.
No, you're not.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, well
there
then-
were, there were 8 people on the earth at one time.
Yeah, who did God
Yeah,
make
but you were-
extra after the flood then? Because after the
Yeah,
flood,
you-
there were only 8 people remaining.
Goyim
who
are
were the
actually
extras?
Goyim are actually considered
I don't-
animals.
I don't love that term. Can we
I
not?
want to be a main character.
A Goyim is a non-Jew, so non-Jews are actually considered animals. You can understand this in the Bible.
I don't
So
remember. I
you're
don't
saying
remember
that
that verse.
people
This is on the
people
first
are
page of Genesis.
people are not considered human? Is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
No, only Jews are human.
So did
Wait,
Noah
so I'm not.
take
Hold on.
two-
I want to see how far this fucking insane goes. So I don't have any Jewish ancestry. Am I human?
No, you'd be considered a Goyim, which is a cattle or an animal.
Cattle or animal? Cool. Joel, do you want to find out if you are?
Well, I just want to know if 2 of me, whatever my type of animal, were on the boat on the ark. Is that how it worked?
There were 7 of yours. They were the burnt offerings.
God damn it!
First, the thing is in the Bible, you can read it right on the first page. First, God created man and woman, then he created Adam and Eve, which Adam and Eve were the first of the Jews. And then the Jewish genealogy is written down in the Bible all the way down to Jesus.
Mhm.
So we understand who is Jewish and who is not. It's not like we can do blood tests and we can see who is Jewish. I don't understand why you're confused.
Well, it's just a little confusing that you're looking at another person and saying, you are not a human, you are cattle.
Well,
Just
that's what the Torah says.
boldly saying that is just.
That's literally what the Bible says.
Oh, hi, Rabbi. What's up? I'm sure you're here to affirm that I am in fact cattle and not human, right?
Yeah, Rabbi Chana just left the app to find the verse.
No, Goyim only means nation. It has nothing to do with animals. The word Goyim just means other nation.
It
It
means
has no
non-Jew,
one is
right?
an animal. It
It
means
means
nation.
non.
Goyim is
It
used as
means
nation.
non-Jew, right?
No,
It
it
means
doesn't mean just
non-Jew.
non-Jew. It means any nation. Goyim are
So,
nation. That's what it means.
let me ask you a question. Is a goyim a Jewish person?
It could be, and it could not be. It
No,
just
it
means
can't be.
nation.
A goyim cannot be a Jewish person.
You
You're
cannot
not.
tell people that the Goyim means
You're a
that they are
liar.
animals because that is
You,
not what that means.
it
You're arguing with
first.
a
You need to
rabbi,
read the
dude.
first page of the Bible.
You're fucking.
You,
The first
he's
page of
not
the
a
Bible
rabbi.
says nothing about
No,
it says nothing about the creation of
he's
people. The
not.
first page of the Bible says Bereshit bara Elohim. That does
Yeah,
not say anything about the creation of people.
yeah, she is not a rabbi. I'll tell you that right now. Women
Didn't you
cannot
take
be
a DNA
rabbis.
test? Women cannot be
Yeah,
rabbis. No one fucking
yeah,
asked you.
women cannot be rabbis. First of all, so you're not
Cleopatra.
What
a
I
rabbi.
love is no one asked you.
You're a
You're not a
terrible
rabbi.
person,
You're a
Cleopatra.
liar. You're a liar.
Well, you're allowed to think whatever you like, but
You're not a
I'm
real
still a rabbi.
Jew. You're not a.
All right, you're
I'm
muted
not
for
a
a
real
second.
Jew.
Rabbi, if you had something you'd like to say. Oh, he just left. All right. Well, that was cool, being called cattle by someone who was willing to argue with a rabbi.
I am very sorry. That word does not mean anything near animal, cattle. It just means nation. You'll find it in the Hebrew text all the time when referring to the many nations, the multitude of nations. That word is always goyim. Now, don't get me wrong. In modern times, I know Jews who have used it like as a
derogatory
term, but it's not supposed to be.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for coming up. I saw you in chat and I'm like, oh, we're about to see some ass kicking.
Yeah, Crystal messaged me and she's like, this guy said he took a DNA test and that he's related to Abraham. I'm like, that's not a thing.
Yeah,
Like, that's not a real thing.
I hope he was a troll. I mean, he's a piece of garbage, but I hope he was a troll and not those weren't his real views.
I sadly think they were,
I
because
think it was.
he was requesting, like, spam requesting at the end of my live last night when I wasn't taking any more guests, just like continually requesting over and over and over.
All Jews are descendants of Moses. No, Moses didn't exist. So says the rabbi, by the way. Moses didn't exist. The likelihood is that Moses is an amalgamation of people meant to try and bring a leader to this idea of memory identity of Israel. That's all that is.
Well, you're going to have to take that up with 23andMe, Rabbi.
I mean, my 23andMe says that I'm indigenous and that I'm Sephardic. That's all it says for me.
I didn't take
but
one
it doesn't
'cause I
say
was
anything
scared.
about Abraham or Moses.
You mean it doesn't tell you if you got, like, Moses's eyes?
It doesn't. I definitely don't. I wish I had Betty Davis's eyes, but apparently she was using them and I couldn't have them.
Not fair. You know, the world's just not fair.
I'm very sorry, though. No one should have said that you are cattle. That really bothers me. As a Jewish person, that really bothers me that somebody would say that a Hebrew word means something of that nature.
Yeah,
That's disgusting.
I knew that obviously doesn't reflect the views of Jewish people at large. And honestly, I've heard a lot worse. Being called cattle is kind of just funny. It's such a relatively just, like, I don't want to say benign, because, like, the dehumanization aspect of it is definitely insulting. But of all the things that I've been called, cattle is just, like, pretty low on the list of offensiveness, you know?
I will give you that. I absolutely believe in that. Like, I was thinking about stuff I've been called just this week, and then, cattle would be pretty low on that list.
Yeah. Well,
but anyway, thank you.
Thank you for coming up.
Thank you. It was my pleasure. Absolutely. I'll probably listen for a little while because I have some work to do before I teach class. But absolutely, it was my pleasure.
Well,
and just for
thank you
those
stopping
in
by.
the chat, women currently make up 36% of the rabbinate. In fact, women are now are trying to push themselves into being able to be chief rabbinate, part of chief rabbinate in Israel. Not that I like Israel, but it does show a progress to how women are in the rabbinate.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Good to
you
see
have
you,
a
Rabbi.
wonderful afternoon. You too,
You
Joel.
too.
Bye-bye.
Joel, I want to apologize for my burnt offering joke earlier. I know that was pretty insensitive. And it must have brought up some terrible feelings since you constantly get cooked on your lives.
Nice. I'm wondering, I related to it too much. I wonder if this is a good joke. I got my 20. This is probably something someone else has said before. I got my 23andMe back, and it was just a blank sheet of paper because I'm that white. Is that a thing?
Oh, that's pretty good.
All right.
I would say like I got my 23andMe back, and it was just a big circle. What a note to end on. Thank you, Joel, for stopping by. Appreciate it. Welcome in, American Revival. Can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
Stefan, 40, he, him.
All right, Stefan. Sorry. First of all, what is your religion or lack thereof?
I am Christian.
Gotcha. Can you show me the Bible God?
Absolutely. Easy. The Bible God is a cultural product, and we're living in it.
Okay, so cultural product as in made up and not real.
Well, cultural products are synthetic, but they're not entirely made up. They're contextual. They're contingent on your environment.
If they're contingent on the environment, then I would say that doesn't mean that they exist in reality.
Well, culture exists in reality, so it's synthetic because humans have metacognition and agency. So
you think enough people believing in God is what makes God real?
No. So the way that you're framing this is through a positivist lens, which I understand because Christian fundamentalism is a reactionary.
Asking you questions.
Yes, and I'm answering. So Christian fundamentalism is a reactionary position. And so the entirety of arguing against
a reactionary position to what?
The Enlightenment.
Okay.
So modern fundamentalism is not monolithic. Christianity is not ubiquitous to Protestant fundamentalism. And so like this idea...
I'm sorry. Christianity is not ubiquitous to Protestant fundamentalism. So Protestant fundamentalism is not full of Christianity?
It's a modern
ubiquitous
reactionary
means
movement.
like found completely throughout or found everywhere within. So saying Christianity is not ubiquitous in Protestantism would mean that there's not Christianity all throughout Protestantism.
No, I'm saying Protestantism is not ubiquitous across Christianity, nor even specifically fundamentalism. And so what I'm explaining is real biblical Christianity is a cultural product, just like ancient Hebrew religion or later,
how is real quote unquote Christianity a cultural product? Because again, if it were real, that would mean that the beliefs themselves are real. The beliefs, if they reflect reality, then they're not a cultural product.
Yes, but there is this emphasis in fundamentalism surrounding beliefs.
That didn't answer my question whatsoever.
Well, we're focusing on fundamental belief systems as if that represents all of Christianity.
No, you're claiming that the Bible God is a result of culture.
Absolutely.
Which would mean that culture created the idea of the God. So either culture created the God through believing in the God, or culture created the idea of a God and the God isn't real. Those are the only options based on what you're saying.
Yes, but this is a misunderstanding of what biblical God really is. The biblical God is a functionary agent, just like all ancient gods were, whether you're looking at polytheistic religions or...
So if he is an agent, then he's not the product of a culture.
It is.
How can he be? So he was an agent that resulted from culture?
Functionary agents. So functionaries are different than, say, Augustine's idea of ex nihilo and this outside moral agent. And so the ancient idea and conception of deity is very different than a post-Enlightenment fundamentalist idea of deity.
You're saying a lot of words that don't make sense together.
They do make sense. I have a master's in biblical studies and I have a BA in
anthropology. From an accredited school?
Yeah, the state of Missouri State University.
Huh. Yeah, so it was just interesting that you said that like Protestantism is not ubiquitous in Christianity. But
Yes.
first you said Christianity is not ubiquitous in Protestantism. But I'm assuming that was a misspeak because you corrected yourself.
Sure, absolutely, yeah. But obviously, I'm not good at debating or talking in front of a bunch of people, and so I'm not making an argument against what you're proposing. I'm making an argument that fundamentalist Christianity is not monolithic across Christianity.
And I'm
And
not
that
trying to claim that it's monolithic.
Yeah, okay. So the biblical God is a cultural product, and it's basically built around polemics.
Okay, so when you say the biblical God is a cultural product, that implies that he is not real, that there is no God that corresponds to the one in the Bible. That is the meaning of what you're saying.
Well, the point of the biblical God is not to prove that their God is real. The point of the biblical God is wrapped in context of how people and their ideas of anthropology differ. And so really the biblical God is
the Bible presents that God as real.
No, that's the way you're interpreting it.
No, the Bible certainly presents that God as real.
Yes, but real in what sense? Not in a positivist lens. It's not
no,
making
as in
an
existing
ontological...
in reality.
No, it's not. It's not an ontological argument, because you have to understand the presuppositions of the ancient world. They're not the same. And so these really translate to more socio-political arguments. These are political, socio-political polemics.
Just don't make sense together.
Well, they don't make sense together because you're arguing against fundamentalist Protestantism instead of biblical criticism.
No. First
yes,
of all,
absolutely.
Are you saying I'm arguing against? My prompt is show me the Bible God. How does that mean that I'm trying to argue against one like specific monolithic idea of Protestantism? Just because I say the Bible God?
Yeah, because the God in the Bible is not the same thing as a contemporary Christian interpretation. The biblical God is a completely different context than you said. Show me I'm trying to show you the God in the Bible.
Yeah, so but I didn't say show me the monolithic Protestant version of the Bible God. I said show me the Bible God. So you were shadowboxing this idea that I was only referring to a Protestant monolithic interpretation of the God in the Bible.
You responded to my premise and then it let me contextualize. My premise is that the biblical God is a cultural product, and I can demonstrate how and specifically what and why.
Okay, I'm going to ask the question a different way and see if you understand what I'm actually asking.
I do understand what you're asking.
Is the God in the Bible a cultural product?
Absolutely.
Okay, then he's not real. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, but there's this misunderstanding that it's supposed to be an ontological statement. And really, it's an anthropological statement. The Bible is talking about anthropology and sociopolitics because of the assumptions baked into the ancient world. And really, people understood deity to transcend and cross ontological boundaries, and humans were representatives, especially aristocratic elites were representatives of essentially divine hierarchy. And so what this comes down, it's about politics and hierarchy.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Was there a God? Let me ask you this. Does any God exist?
Okay, so contextually in the Bible, the biblical God existed just
as
much as other Canaanite. Yes.
Listen to my question.
I am.
Does any God exist?
It says here, show me the Bible God.
I'm asking you the question, does any God exist?
Yeah, but your original question is show me the Bible God.
I'm trying to redirect you because you're saying nonsense, and I want to clarify so we can try to get to some sort of understanding with each other.
No, I'm not saying nonsense. I am
elucidating
the fact
any God exist? I will give you one more opportunity to answer my question before I decide that this is a worthless conversation. Many gods exist.
Yep.
Okay. Many gods exist. Is the Bible does the God described in the Bible correspond with any actual existing God?
Absolutely.
Then show me that.
I was trying to.
No, you weren't. You were saying how the idea of the biblical God is a construct of culture, and how Protestantism is not ubiquitous in Christianity, and how real Christianity differs from Protestant fundamentalism. That's not showing me that the God exists.
Because
That's trying to tell me how one specific version of this God, like one interpretation of this God, came to be. I want evidence that any God exists in reality, but specifically the God that corresponds with the one described in
what
the
I'm
Bible.
explaining
And
to you
everyone
is
else,
that,
everyone else gets that from my question, except you, apparently.
well, that's because I'm educated, and you're talking to people that are uneducated. So the way that God
Then why
exists,
could they understand me and you can't?
because you guys are making populist arguments and not intellectual arguments.
I'm not making populist arguments. I'm specifically asking what I'm asking is, if there is a God that corresponds to the God described in the Bible, I'd like evidence of it existing in reality.
It does exist in reality. It reifies through human culture. It's called ethnography. And so gods always are reified. They become concrete through our socio-political cultures. And that is the point, yes. So clearly,
So we can make gods real through our cultural beliefs?
that's the only way that they are real.
Then they don't exist in reality.
They do exist in reality. They exist in human culture. Okay, so you're making this Frankfurtian, Foucaultian argument, which comes from, the diachronic study of formal discourse. This is Nietzschean, right? And so this all comes from Nietzsche. But he would still agree.
This is a pretty Nietzsche
American,
argument.
sorry, just to put it into just so we understand really clearly, you believe Santa Claus exists in the same way, correct?
I would say that it doesn't exist in the same way because it's not as potent and powerful. Santa Claus doesn't.
But basically in the same mode, I suppose.
No,
it's a cultural belief.
Not in the same mode. That's reductive because
like
Santa
in people's
Claus,
heads.
But we
right?
believe in him.
Santa Claus doesn't have anything to do with national identity, and it doesn't have anything to do with
but you get you're
national identity now. Interesting.
You know what I mean by
no, I do know what you mean, and so this is a reductive. So
in the way that I mean it,
you're using the fallacy of triviality. And so I'm contesting.
You can have the fallacy of shut the fuck up for a second. Go on, Joel.
So, like we both agree that God exists in people's cultures, in people's minds, in the zeitgeist, in all of those things, but doesn't exist in any real, like physical or metaphysical or ontological or whatever you want to put on it the way that Protestants believe that God exists. And so, like, Santa Claus exists in the same way, or Zeus, or Paul Bunyan. All of these things exist in that sort of way, right, American? Just to put it simply for everybody watching.
I didn't realize I was muted. 1 second.
Yeah, it was great for a moment there.
Okay. I mean, I don't know why you're hostile. I'm giving you a real answer.
Well, because you know what I'm saying. I don't know.
No,
why
I do know what you're saying, and so
so
I'm trying to elevate the way that you think about these things.
But he has a degree from Missouri State, so he has to make it like really convoluted and shitty.
No, it's not convoluted. It's actually very precise and articulate.
Okay,
and so you haven't processed. You haven't processed this paradigm yet, and so I'm trying to educate you.
American, my thing was show me the Bible God, which everybody else understands. Show me evidence that the God described in the Bible exists in reality. You somehow took it to mean, show me that the monolithic Protestant belief of the God as described in the Bible exists as a manifestation of like the cultural consciousness.
No, that's not what I'm
Which
saying.
is fucking
so what I'm telling
obviously not the question.
American, I think we all agree that God is a figment of people's imaginations that is like exists in the culture and people's shared.
Yes, but there is a genealogy to these thinkings, and then they've been reinterpreted. And so the point is you're making
Santa Claus, right? Because we had Saint Nick, and then we had like different lore being built upon the character of Santa Claus, and Santa Claus exists in our collective mind, and it looks completely different than it used to look. Like in other generations prior, Santa Claus has evolved in the same way God has. And I understand that he doesn't have the same impact on our world as the God concept of Christianity or Islam or whatever, but he exists in the same way. And for you to like act like that's not true is stupid. It's you being,
I'm not acting
it's you
like
being
it's not
an
true,
idiot.
So Here, let me give you
Okay,
some
then just agree
context.
with me.
I don't agree with you. Let me give you
Okay, so
context,
there
and
you
I'll
go.
tell
You're
you
being
why.
an idiot.
Let me give you some context. So, whenever you take the ancient Hebrew tradition, or say the early Western philosophical tradition, this entire cultural phenomenon is around the idea of oppression and tyranny. It's a polemical argument around socio-political structures and anthropology. And so it's value-based. It's centric around human value and hierarchy, right? And so
So
the
it
way
emerged from a different circumstance. Is that your whole thing?
it's not just emerging from a different circumstance.
That's
You
what
have
you
to
just
understand.
described. And
Okay,
you're just because you say more words doesn't mean you're just saying that the God concept emerged from dire circumstances, whereas Santa Claus maybe didn't. Which
it's
I don't
not
even
just
know if that's true.
it's not just dire circumstances. It's about it's about
But American,
socio-historical context and
okay,
how these ideas reify into our culture.
But
but
that's true for Santa Claus.
the idea of
It's not the same as Santa Claus.
the idea of the being existing is different from there being a cultural belief in a being.
It wasn't just
existing.
about the idea of being. That wasn't the central focus. The presuppositions of these people is that tons of metaphysical beings existed.
I don't
But
care about
like,
the
But it was about
presuppositions. That doesn't make
it was
those
about
beings.
the architecture of their
Yeah.
authority on
It-
Earth
It's
that was
okay. What I
translated through
care
people.
about is whether or not those beings exist in reality.
Yeah, and he's saying
And they
don't.
do.
Well,
They
they
do in the
don't.
way that the Bible meant it.
Well, how
The way
about
that the
this? How about
Bible
this?
means
How-
it.
Hey, American. You
That's
you
what
know
I'm trying
how
to explain to you.
American,
The way
you're
that the Bible
educated.
means
Well,
it.
hold on. We know. You're educated, right? You've been to
Sure.
school, secondary,
Absolutely.
post-secondary education. So you
Yes.
know, because you understand English and you understand context and all those things, you understand what robot goat means by existed.
Yes.
And you
that
know
you
that
what
they don't mean
Okay.
you know that they don't mean the way you and I are going to say God existed. Like I say Santa Claus existed, God existed in that way. They're not speaking of it that way. Robot Goat obviously understands that, right? Robot Goat, like there's no
Yes.
question.
Mm.
But they're just like, they want you to confirm that in the way they mean it,
Exactly,
God
the
doesn't
way
exist.
that
And
fundamentalists.
you agree God doesn't exist in the way Robot Goat is using exists.
What I agree with is that the Bible.
But you won't answer that question.
fundamentalists
So
are
this is
making
why
different
nobody
arguments.
will want to talk to you, because if you don't
Okay,
want to answer
so
that question, you're a waste of time.
I am trying to answer the
No,
question.
you know the way Robot Goat means it.
I don't even know what that reference is. I don't understand the cultural reference.
Do you know how trees exist?
I do know how trees exist.
They're not necessarily cultural. They're not ideas in our imagination. They actually exist somewhere in the world.
Yes, exactly. And so
Okay.
what I'm
So
answering
we're
you.
speaking of God in the same way. He exists like a tree.
Exactly,
Maybe he exists
and I agree with
outside of
you.
the
So
universe,
you
but
are
like a
using-
tree.
Right. And so what I'm saying to you, and what I've been saying the entire
Do you believe
time.
that God exists like a tree?
Can I answer your question?
If it's a yes or no.
I'm not going to give you a yes or no. I
All right.
want to give you the
You're
real
wasting
answer.
time.
No,
Well,
you're
no,
wait.
because there is a yes or no. He either exists like a tree or he doesn't.
No, the God of the Bible, as the people who wrote those texts down, yes, that exists. But the way that fundamentalist Christians believe
What do you mean?
that God exists would be no.
What do you mean he exists in that way?
Because
In the
the
book?
Yes,
in the culture?
texts.
Yeah,
The texts.
yeah, we know that
Okay,
the
so Harry
written
Potter
word-
exists in Harry Potter. Harry
Right.
Potter
No,
does not
it
exist
doesn't.
in
Harry
reality.
Potter was written as fiction, not anthropology. You're looking at ancient anthropology and socio-political thought.
Mhm.
And that's what these texts are versus
So let me ask you this.
contemporary.
How about this?
Yeah.
How about this?
Yes.
If the literal interpretation of Exodus were if it's meant to be a literal interpretation, there's a pillar of fire.
It's
okay?
not meant to be a literal
If
interpretation.
it was,
Nothing
if it
in there is
was,
literal.
Right.
There's literally zero literalness in there.
Okay, so the pillar of fire never physically existed, and God never doesn't exist in that way.
It doesn't even matter. It's
Yeah, so he
it's
won't
not even
answer.
relevant.
It's a waste of time. Like,
I think the only thing that makes this more
we
bearable
get
is he
it.
vaguely sounds like Phil Dunphy from Modern Family, and that makes it a lot funnier to listen
That's
to
what
him.
Noe was saying. Yeah.
Can you just say something for us for the road, American?
Can I say something for the road?
You guys heard it. Welcome up, accidentally atheist. Do you have a thing to say?
T, I do have a thing to say. How are you, first of all?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Just all right? What's going on? How can I help?
Say a thing. Maybe it'll make my day better.
Okay, so a lot of you know I grew up like crazy, like fundamental Baptist. Like, women like had to have long hair and wear skirts and like all this stuff, right? So fast forward, I'm 40 now, and me and none of my kids follow that. But I had a moment with my family, and I was like, I think this points at the absurdity of this objective moral thing that we can't seem to kill. So I was texting my family on Thursday night because my middle child graduated high school on Friday night, and his graduation was live streaming. And so I was like, they might want to see that. That's neat, because I happen to live in a different state than my boys do, and so I was going to watch it that way. And my dad happened to know, like, my son has beautiful, like, upper back length blonde hair. Like, it's
Oh, wow.
wonderful. And so my dad, like, they have no problem saying these really shitty things. So he goes, send me a picture after he cuts his hair.
Oh.
And so, like, my family would say that, like, long hair for men is immoral, right? They would say that. They would make that claim.
Immoral.
Because
That's strange.
in the Bible, it says it's just somewhere. It says it's a shame for men to have long hair, like Paul says it or something. And so as I was replying, I was like, this is the greatest response I've ever accidentally had. So I said in response, I said, yeah, actually, because my son also, he's testing for the Air Force tomorrow. So he's gonna go into the Air Force this fall.
Congrats and good luck.
Yeah. Yeah, they also don't think Jesus had long hair, by the way. So they don't, like, we didn't do any imagery at all. We didn't do a lot of crosses.
Buzz cut Jesus.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I don't know what it would have been. But so my response to my dad was, yeah, it's long enough now he can actually donate it. So when he cuts his hair, he's going to donate it. You know how you can do that for, like,
I've done that multiple times. My hair
who
grows
can't grow hair.
a lot, yeah.
And so I had that, like, the atheism moment of, here is like an immoral thing that my son is doing that is resulting in, like, almost, I would say, objectively, like, it has to be really close to objectively a good thing to, like, donate hair to these charities.
Yeah.
So, like, it was just that moment of, like, this is such a stupid concept and no one can ever demonstrate it, but we can't get rid of it. But then I just kept dwelling on it. I was like, I'm going to go to Sunday school and share that with T. She'll appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming in.
So that's my
and
thing.
As a fellow hair donor, that rocks. I can't do it anymore now that I'm dyeing my hair, but I also grew mine out long multiple times and did the big chop, sent it off, because just I got a lot of hair. There's
yeah, you
a lot
definitely
going
have a
on
lot. You have a lot, and his is like thin, but it's like long and beautiful, and he's a very handsome guy. Like, and so just for him to be judged in that way, like, without, he didn't know that they said that. I'll never tell him, but then to have, like, me be able to say, yeah, he's gonna do this really good thing with his hair when he cuts it off to go serve his fucking country. So go fuck yourself. Like,
yeah. Hell yeah.
It was really kind of a cool moment. So anyway, I hope whatever's going on with you gets a little better, because you said you're okay earlier. I hope that results in outstanding by the end of the day, and go atheism.
Well, thank you. Have a good rest of your week. Keep doing your atheisms, all right?
Will do. Thank you, T.
Next up, we have Atheism is Unstoppable.
Join, my bad.
Did I get an accidental join? Woo! It is a Ramsass tradition. It was first an ass tradition, but now a Ramsass tradition to get accidental joins. So thank you for that. That makes me feel like I'm really a host of a spin-off ass, a sass, an ass with an extra S at the end. Sven, I see you continuing to request. I'm declining your request because I don't wish to speak to you publicly on any matter at the moment. Please take my declining your request and stop trying to do it anyway. Next up, we have Shadow. Hey, Shadow. You there? Did you mean to request?
Yep, sorry, just stepping out. Hello,
There
hi.
you are. Hey, hey, how's it going?
Hi. It's going good. Hi, hello.
You have a thing to
Yeah,
say?
first off, well, yeah, it's always interesting to see like guests on other lives that like have talked to me previously. So like Cleopatra.
Oh yeah, Revival was on yours.
Um,
I saw someone say, right? Or
I
was
think
it?
so. Yeah.
Or Cleopatra was as well.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
I saw you
It's,
mentioned somewhere. Sorry,
um,
I read really slow. It's like a sentence a minute, so it takes me a while to
you're
get
fine.
through chat.
You're fine. No, it's all good. Like it's interesting to see how like people act differently on other lives. Like, hey, you're like really awful over here and then nice over here. That's weird because I'm like, typically around the same kind of person, and I'm like, yeah, that's strange. But people be people, and
I wonder what the difference might be.
right? Yeah, I have no idea. Believers, right? But anyways, just want to say quick hello and just kind of bring up that point. It's like, wow, you spoke very disrespectfully to me last night, but you're kind of also awful now. Okay, but anyways, um, that's how it goes. It happens. But anyways, you're awesome, by the way. Just putting
thank
that
you.
right there, respectfully, right there. You're very cool and awesome. And I just want to say a quick hello. I'll go ahead and drop because I'm here accidentally. Okay, later.
Oh, well, thank you for the accidental request, Shadow. Have a good rest of your day. Keep doing your atheisms. Another accidental request. I'm getting so many. Yeah, that is definitely a W, Shadow. Thank you for coming up, Shadow. I don't get why the heart me's are getting cut off at the top of the frame there on TikTok. I know you guys over on the YouTubes can't quite see it. If you haven't already, would you mind following, liking, sharing, etc.? We're gonna share ass today. Let's share with someone who has probably eaten an apple in the last week. Share with someone who's probably eaten an apple in the last week. I, for one, love the Kroger Cosmic Crisp apples. I've been munching on those lately. Very, very good. So I've kind of got apples on the brain. Babe, I know you're in chat. We need to buy more of those apples. They're fucking tasty. But if you guys haven't eaten an apple in the last week, you better get on that because you want to keep the doctor away. All right? Oh, speaking of... Not of doctors, of apples and Babe. Hi, Babe.
Hi, how's it going?
Do I hear You're listening to Justin during my stream?
On YouTube?
You're listening to Unapologetic?
I guess I had it on YouTube and had it just in the background this whole time, and for some reason it didn't start talking until I was in here. So I don't know what's up with that.
You're listening to a competing Sunday early afternoon show
Look,
during
I've
my
been up
stream.
since 10 a.m. and they've been going since 11, okay?
Okay, what'd you fucking come up to say?
I came up to say fuck you.
You're still here, babe. You're still on the stream. Okay. Bye, babe. Love you. Maybe he meant literally. Hey, might have. Dylan over on YouTube asks if I'm too scared to criticize Judaism, Islam, or Hinduism. No, I'm not too scared. I criticize every theistic religion, but I only grew up in Christianity. I was Christian for 17 years. I was not Jewish or Muslim or Hindu for 17 years, so I talk about what I knew. Isn't love grand? Yes. Yes, it is. For those who don't know, Rat Soup is my longtime partner, and when he says fuck me, he means it very affectionately. I've got so many new people now who are like, oh my god, that's horrible. Like, why would he say fuck you? That's it. What a horrible partner. If you heard the way that we talk to each other at home in just like the most affectionate ways possible, like he comes home and it's like, hey, Stinky, what's up, bitch? Am I sure about that? I hope that you mean it affectionately. Please. You thought he was being cruel? No, he's a sweetie. He's being a silly. I guess we'll have to be more careful about that. But if you want to see my my partner on stream, you can often catch him on Loeb's live on Wednesday nights. You can sometimes catch him on my streams, and maybe we'll start doing duo streams again sometime soon. If his arm gets less fucked up. I broke his arm. I'm kidding. I didn't break his arm. That anyone could prove. American Revival. I love that you're still here and being angry in chat. How sweet of you. Well, we have a bit of a slowing in guest request over on the TikTok. If you guys wouldn't mind tapping that screen to hopefully get this out to more people so we can get someone in here who is an op. Tap on my glasses. It'll be ASMR. You guys get that one for free. Next one is $5. Next time I tap on my glasses, that's gonna be a $5 charge. Also, YouTube, I'm sorry, I guess I only ever watch YouTube streams primarily on like my laptop or on desktop. I didn't realize that it has the chat at the bottom like it does on TikTok. So I was doubling up the chat and making it really confusing for people because it was like double layered. I did not realize that. I was specifically putting chat there because I thought you guys didn't have that option. So I will take that into account from now on and hopefully not fuck up your viewing and or chatting experiences. There's some very interesting chatting happening over in the TikTok chat. I didn't mean to use chat twice. But these things happen. And yeah, I'm going to set up for YouTube a little like bot command to just remind people of my pronouns. So I do use they them for those over in the world of YouTube. It's in my username on TikTok, on my display name. I know it's not on YouTube, so I'm gonna work on making that more accessible for people, because I understand that accidental pronoun stuff that happens. You know, people, they look at me and they perceive me as a woman sometimes, and that is what it is. But it's the intentional and repeated misuse that I'm trying to curb. So I am going to work on that. Welcome up, Catherine. Can I get your name, age, and pronouns, please?
Sure. Catherine, she, they, and 41.
All right. What is your religion or lack thereof, Catherine?
I am a born-again atheist.
Hell yeah. Well, do you have a thing you'd like to say?
I actually have a joke for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it is anti-mega, so just so you know.
I'm all here for it.
All right, cool. How many MAGA does it take to change a light bulb?
How many?
None. Trump will tell them it's fixed and they rejoice in the dark.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
Yup. Well, hey, that's all I needed to come up and say. I just wanted to share some love, some humor. You're great. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, Catherine. You have a good rest of your day and keep doing your atheisms.
Thank you. Take care.
That was a good one. I'm gonna definitely have to use that joke in the future. It's so interesting that people still like believe Trump when he says anything, right? When he's like, "Ooh, yeah, the gas prices are gonna go." You know how Trump sounds. "Ooh, yeah, the gas prices, they're gonna be going down." Like, I have like the lowest gas prices. Like, everyone says like my gas prices are the lowest. Imagine, honestly, if Trump sounded like that, he would have no support from the right. He really wouldn't. Like, imagine, first of all, we know if Trump was a woman, there would be no support, right? Because obviously, some people on the right are just not ready for women in positions of power. But imagine if Trump was just like, yeah, so I just decided that I'm gonna like declare war, and I'm gonna like drive up all the gas prices, even though the things I ran on were no new wars and cheaper gas prices. No one would vote for that. Thank you to Windmill over on YouTube for saying happy Sin Day, Robot Goat, and to all the good people in the chats too. You know who you are. That is right. Thank you, Tilting Windmill. Very sweet of you. Definitely got some good people in chat. And some bad people. Rat Soup looking at you. I've toyed with having an option for like political topics on my streams, but it seems like people kind of get bummed out talking about politics too much. So I'm going to, for now, stick with the deconstruction content, I think. But maybe if I do collabs, like if I do more stuff with Mephi, which I loved collabing with Mama Mephi. She was great. I had a great time. I'd love to do that again. We have some protocols set up to try and prevent some of the issues that we had last time. Along that line, though, I'm going to plug again, because there's a new batch of people here, that I am looking for call screeners. You can join my Discord if you want more information. I am going to be doing a drawing, not like a drawing, but every time you work a stream as a call screener, you get an entry into like a raffle style drawing that I'll do every month. And for the winner, I will hand make a crochet piece from a assortment of options. It's like over a dozen different options. There's hats, there's bags, there's plushies. It's all very cute. And I will make it myself and send it to you, no charge. So, if you are interested, you can check my link tree. There is a call screener interest form, but you do need to be in the Discord to participate. So you would need to join the Discord as well. So, and you only have to do, like, you can just do one. Like, if you just do one thing, you still get an entry. If you decide that you want to be insane and call screen for 5 fucking streams, you get 5 entries. So that's what I'm trying to do. Because for full transparency, I'm not currently to the point where I could compensate people for call screening. I would love to eventually be in a position where I can comfortably do that. At the moment, I'm not. But I hate asking so much of people and not offering anything in return. So I'm trying to use this as a way to like build some community and do something that feels personal. I am someone who loves making things for people, so I'm trying to use that ability for good the best that I can. But thank you guys for all your support, and if you are interested, check that link tree for more info. Washman asks, is there a mechanical crochet? Yeah, there is not, funny enough. There are such things as knitting machines, but there currently aren't crochet machines because crochet can't really be replicated by machine just yet, and I hope never. So if you see something that is actual crochet, it must have been made by hand. So take that into account when you're thinking about how much it costs. You'll see a lot of mass-produced stuff. Some of it just claims to be crochet and it's actually knit, but some of it is actual crochet. So if you go to Target and they're selling like a $20 crochet dress, know that that probably took dozens of hours for someone to make and that there's no way they could have possibly been compensated fairly for that. I am not trying to separate the worker from the means of crochet. There should not be mechanical crochet. It's nice that there is still something that has not really been replicated by machines yet, you know? I take a little bit of pride in having a skill that a machine can't do. I don't know how many other skills I have that a machine can't do to some extent, you know? But I like crocheting things. So one of the options is like a strawberry hat like mine. So if you want a strawberry hat, or the frog hat is another option. So if you like my little frog hat, I'll make you a frog hat. There's some cool options for whoever wins that drawing. So handcrafts are wonderful. I've always loved making things. I attribute that to my grandma, because my family was like a huge football family, but I didn't give a shit about it. So sometimes if my grandma came over, instead we would just go get craft supplies and do and make something while everyone else went to the football game. So I made those little pot holders on like the little plastic looms constantly. Like everyone in my family got multiple pot holders. Some of them still have them from when I was like 6. These have lasted decades, probably because it's mostly plastic, so they'll outlive me. But I went from making those to like using a loom to loom knit, and then moved on to crochet. And there's something so human about making things by hand, especially when it is a slow process, when there are mistakes, when you can personalize it, when you learn new skills along the way. So I guess this is like my pitch for everyone to try to pick up a craft. This is me telling you fuckers to get a hobby. No. Genuinely, it's been great for me. It's also a good stim for me. Just because I like having things to do with my hands. I'm always fidgeting. You probably see me like messing with my phone stand on here all the time, or like playing with a fidget of some sort. It's so great for me to do with my hands. It's meditative for me. So it's something I enjoy. Huff over on YouTube says God is gay and him and Jesus lick each other's wieners. And I just have to say I concur. It's a he trendy atheist. I don't know what that means. Very good. Rat Soup got me an incredible anniversary gift. It arrived a little bit late, and I can't say the full thing, but I'll rephrase it to where it's Jesus could have turned that water into Baja Blast, but he didn't because you touched yourself. So I'll probably wear that on stream at some point. I don't even drink Baja Blast, but funny. Worth it. Hell yeah. W Baja Blast. See, I know Joshua likes them. I just don't like anything carbonated. It's too spicy for me. 'Cause I'm a real weenie. What is my favorite Bible verse? Oh, I forget the reference, but it's the one about cleaning semen off of leather. That's got to be probably my favorite. Just cuz it's like so informative, right? I want a Bible verse to be something that I can really use. Sven, I see you're now trying to spam comments over on my YouTube. I ask that you stop doing that as well. Just in general, Sven, if you're going to try to handle something like this is not the way to go about it. So repeatedly requesting on my live after I've declined you, after you inappropriately brought something up, then apparently coming back on a second account to make more comments because I didn't want you to keep making comments on your original account, and then moving over to YouTube to then try to make comments over there. You're not Sven, you are their friend. Well, you both have Stilette in your name. So if you're not Sven, I would say you're probably more than friend. You are probably related to Sven. And that means that Sven is now sending people over on Sven's behalf to harass me, which I don't love. So just like, don't do that. Making 9 accounts to fight bigotry. To fight bigotry by accusing someone of horrible shit. Great.
No, Sven has lost his ever-loving mind because he's DMing me now. Okay?
He's DMing you?
Yes.
Saying what?
He said he wanted to know like why I was letting somebody tone police the live, and I said, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't even know what he was talking about at first. And then he said, you know, that he's in a beef with one of your mods or whatever. And I was like, okay, I wasn't here for that, just so you know. And they said something like, well, I thought you would know about the other mods. And I said, well, first of all, no, that's not how this works or anything. I do not even know who are all mods for, like, I don't know all of Robot Goat's mods. I don't have a list that tells me who mods for them. And, like, I don't know what you're doing, why you're coming to me. You need to DM Robot Goat. And they said, well, I took this public because they took it public. I go, on Robot Goat's live? No, on Apostate Apes live. Then what are you doing, dude?
Wait, what? That wasn't even said on my stream?
No, it wasn't. It was said on Apostate Apes.
He said it was on my last stream. It wasn't even on my stream.
If you look in livesies on Joel Mezzo's livesies, I have posted the screenshots from him. He says it's Apostate Apes live that it happened.
What the fuck? Because I was
Scroll
like, I
up
hate
a
that this
little
happened
bit.
in my stream and I wasn't aware. He expects me to know what all is being said in a stream I didn't even watch?
He expects the fact that a mod said something he didn't like on another live, that you should then not have that person, I guess, as mod before you do any due diligence to even know what the hell Sven is talking about. People do not have enough going on in their lives. Sven, it's Sunday. Go to a park, have yourself a little picnic, you know, watch, you know, people and laugh at their silliness, because it's fun to watch people. People are funny and silly, but get the fuck off of TikTok, dude. You are not doing yourself any favors, and stop DMing people, stop making new accounts. Go deal with your issues, friend.
That's I was like feeling kind of bad that I missed something like that on my own stream, and I'm like, okay, like I still want this. If something like that occurred, I would want it to be handled privately. I would not want to be put on the spot. Like I would not. There's no world where it's appropriate to come in and dump that information on me and expect me to make an uninformed decision in that moment. But I'm like, but it sucks that it was my stream, because I do have some responsibility over what happens in my stream and what my mods say in my stream.
But it wasn't your stream.
But it wasn't my stream. I wasn't there. I didn't witness any of this, and he came in and expected me to have a decision made about it when I had none of the information. What
exactly.
in the world?
And then he expected me to, and I'm like, what are you talking about? This is not my show. I don't run these people. What are you talking about? Anyway, I just thought I'd tell you that this guy is not okay, and it's not just you, okay? It wasn't you ever, actually. It was not, none of this has to do with you. You're amazing. This has nothing to do with you.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Crystal. That just, I don't know. As someone who does have, like, who was diagnosed with depression almost a decade ago, but had it a lot longer than that, who has gone on a really difficult mental health journey of, like, destigmatizing mental health to myself, of accepting that there are, like, biological aspects to mental health, that it should be taken just as seriously as any illness should. That has been such a difficult thing for me to come to terms with. For someone to come in and minimize all that work that I've done because of something that I didn't witness and had no prior knowledge of, like, that's just, I don't know, that really sucks. And then to spam requests, to spam in chat, to make different accounts to come back and spam in chat, to go over to YouTube and spam in chat, because I'm not buying that that's not actually
Oh,
spam.
it's him. He messaged me again. He said, "I love it that you're talking about me." Since we've been talking.
Okay.
He's DM'd me.
Well, I'm glad you're
It's
still
him.
watching, Sven. I'm gonna politely ask that you leave me alone and let me handle my matters personally. Thank you.
And I'm going to go ahead and block you now, Sven, and don't ever contact me again. You do not know how to handle boundaries, and you don't understand consent, and you don't have consent anymore to contact me, okay?
That was pretty definitive.
He said, "I'm watching Robot Goat's TikTok, sweetheart. I'm not blocked." That's what he just said to me after I said, "Don't contact me again."
Interesting. I guess maybe there's enough of a delay that he didn't hear you say that yet, because surely if he heard you say that you wished he would never contact you again, he wouldn't immediately then contact you again.
And call me sweetheart.
Also,
I love it.
I got a DM from Mochi saying that I muted them. I did not mute anyone for my entire live. So, Mochi, that might just be Sven again. I don't know, because it does look like a burnout
Sven is
account.
muted in your live, and you guys, very rarely does the host do any of these things. So if you're muted or blocked, it's usually a mod who has done it. The host is too busy, hosting, that kind of thing.
Yeah, the only time I mute is if I see that there is something horrible going on that has not been addressed yet by mods. Yeah, that just, oof, that is... This is a really shitty situation, and I hate that it's happening in a public setting when I don't have all the information, because I think it's very important to hold people accountable for things, but I also think it's important to know and understand all of the details of a situation before making a judgment on them. So again, I'd like to handle this privately. So I'm
Well,
gonna move on
let
from
you
that.
go.
Yeah, I'm gonna move on from that. I'm done talking about it.
Let's move on with the show.
Yes. That's the last I'm gonna address it this live. So about the awful Bible, yeah, Hannah Grace, you are right about the awful Bible. Ugh. Hey, Dalton, taking your nap while listening, cook 'em good. Well, I'm glad I can put you to sleep. At least you're listening to me. My own partner was watching Justin and Ian and Blitz over me. Were your ears
Never
burning?
gonna let me live that down, huh?
No, I'm not. Hi, babe.
Just hi. You hate me so much for that.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, well, I guess someone's walking up right now, so I do have to go again. But I love you, but also fuck you again.
That bitch. He meant it that time. Yeah, canceled. Dropped the L word and ran. Lesbians? I know some of you said it in sync with me. I know some of you did. One could say he's unapologetic. No! Look, as of right now, because of Rat Soup, I am starting a beef with Unapologetic. Me and Unapologetic are now beefing. Okay? They know nothing about it. There's no animosity between anyone involved, but I'm beefing with Unapologetic. How dare they? How dare they be so good that my partner watches them instead of me? There's something wrong with that. Oh, what? Just because they're all, like, educated and entertaining to watch? So, yeah, you guys, by virtue of being here, you now all are on my side of the beef that we have against Unapologetic. And I think that, you know... I'm trying to think of something clever here that doesn't sound like I'm actually making a call to action against them. I think we should follow and support them so they know how much that we really are fucking beefing with them. You know? Like, bolster their analytics. That'll get them. He's allowed to watch, but no touching. Oh, God. I have a tiny cup. It's not tiny! Okay, last night I measured how much that cup holds, and it is 16 ounces. That cup holds 16 ounces of liquid. It is not a tiny cup. 16 ounces. That is like the size of a regular, like plastic water bottle. That is a fair size. That is a big cup. It's not tiny. It's not little. It's average size. It's an average size cup, okay? It looks like 3 ounces. No! At first we used a kitchen scale to try to figure it out, but the scale was broken, and so it said that there was 27 milliliters of liquid in there. 27 milliliters. No, that was not correct. I got out a measuring cup, and I filled up the cup, and then I dumped it into the measuring cup, and it was 16 ounces. Fuck all y'all. 2-liter minimum? The fuck? I'm not carrying around a 2-liter. Oh, all your waters are 24 ounces plus. Blah, 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 blah. I took 1 gulp last time. I take large gulps. Don't clip that. Paper covers rock. We need some paper goats to cover Doug. Doug is rock hard. Alright, I should have foreseen all the jokes that would follow that. I really should have. And that's on me, honestly, for not. This is what happens when I don't get enough requests. I end up making some comments that get so horribly misconstrued, and I would never say anything sexual or inappropriate on my live stream. I would never, but I'm glad you guys did, because if you didn't, I would be like, that's not my audience. What, are they not making sex jokes out of me saying that I take large gulps? Hello? I opened the door and stepped right in. Yeah, there's some truth to that. You're also nice to theists. There we go. Beard of empathy. A bad time to gulp. Bad time to gulp. Make a wet box hat. Ooh. Maybe I can show you the Bible God? It's a little version of me. Hey, I did not say big gulps, because I knew that would sound like the 7-Eleven thing. I said large gulps. I said that I take large gulps, okay? If you're gonna quote me, you gotta get it right. Start beefing with the industry when the requests slow up. Excellent tactic. Yeah, that's me. Just start beefing with, you know, like the largest show in the space. Just like, we're gonna beef. You don't think large gulps makes it much better? Well, I guess it really doesn't, does it? We're all just gonna forget that I said it. That's what we're gonna... Okay, well, we didn't need to... Thanks for pinning that, Bokeh. Not for this next 60 seconds? Okay, alright. Yeah, I'm gonna Men in Black you guys. Just a little... I like large gulps and I cannot lie. I love that you're counting down how long that's staying pinned. Excellent, excellent. Well, we are approaching 2 o'clock, which is typically about the end of the stream. And we don't have any guest requests up here. So... Not because I accidentally said the embarrassing thing about gulping. But I think I am going to go ahead and conclude this episode of Ramsass. One last call. Follow me if you don't already. Join our Discord and check out our call screener interest form. Subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. We're going to go over to the Unapologetic show. But here's what we're going to do. To show them how much we're beefing with them, we're going to psych them out by only leaving supportive comments. Because they're going to be like, why would they say all these supportive comments? They're beefing with us. So we're going to go over to Unapologetic. And we're just going to say nice and supportive things. And that's going to fuck with their heads. Like, it's going to really, like, the beef might be won by this. So that's what we're going to do. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember to keep doing your atheisms. Bye.